Hi, Military Mom Collective. I am Amy Glazier. I am the co-owner of the Military Mom Collective, and we are a collaborative community for moms and dads and parents worldwide. And so we are made up of moms and dads and service members and veterans and spouses, moms of military, and so much more. And we're so excited to be bringing you this series about female veterans who are still serving in their community. And today we have Tony Deason. And Tony, I'm so excited to talk to you today. So I would love to hear a little bit about you and your time in the military.
Hi, yeah, I'm excited to be here. My name's Tony Deason. I currently live in Edmond, Oklahoma, but I spent the majority of my military time in Texas. I joined in 2007 into the Texas Army National Guard and then deployed soon after 2008 to 2009 to Iraq. And when I came back, I secured a full-time position at Joint Force Headquarters in Austin, Texas. And from there, I had a 12-year career with the Texas Army National Guard as a AGR soldier. So I started out HR. That was pretty much the bulk of my career, was doing HR. But then I also went to school to be a military police officer. And then I ended up in a corrections unit in Abilene, Texas to help stand that up. And that was kind of the culmination of my time in service. So it was exciting. I loved it. I loved every single part of it. So
yeah, and then what brought you back to Oklahoma after your time in Texas?
So my family's from Oklahoma. I was born here, and we moved to Texas when I was younger. So that's where the Texas ties come into. But everybody moved back here whenever I left to go to college. I was the youngest. So once I left, my mom and sister and everybody moved back to Oklahoma, and I just gradually found my way back here. I'm going to nursing school right now I graduate in December with my RN. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. But and I knew that I wanted to go back to school, and I'd been away from my family for quite some time. So I wanted to come back here and be able to spend at least a handful of years with my family and get that quality time that I'd missed out on while I was in the military. So
Yeah, I mean, as military families, we can all relate to that. It's
yeah.
really hard being separated from family. And oh my gosh, nursing school is no joke. My God,
Yeah.
graduation on the horizon.
Thanks. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very
So,
much. I can
so
see
what are
the
you doing now? Oh, go ahead.
um oh no, I can see the shimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. So, and it's getting a little bit larger every semester. So it's exciting. But right now I work at Mercy Hospital here in Oklahoma City as a nurse assistant. And then I'm also have a couple of other little small jobs, but that's my main one. And I work there. And then my passion, of course, is with Scars and Stripes Coffee that helps. It's kind of my passion project on the side, and it helps bring empower veterans to start their own business and just get out there and get their footing once they get out of the military, and just be able to have that support system and that structure that we have in the military and bring it over and helps them start their own business, and we can provide them with the tools to do so. So I get to kind of be in a mentor role. And it's very rewarding. I love it. So
That's awesome. Well, it is no secret that I love Scars and Stripes coffee. I mean, it was a well-targeted Facebook ad on my feed. I'm like, coffee? Yes,
yeah.
that sounds amazing. Supporting veterans, that sounds amazing. But there are probably some of our readers and our community members who don't really know about what Scars and Stripes is, except, ooh, coffee sounds good.
Yeah.
But what makes Scars and Stripes unique from other coffees that they could buy?
Yeah. So essentially, Scars and Stripes was started by two co-founders here in Edmond, Oklahoma, and they just put their brains together, put the heads together, and decided that there's not enough resources out there to help empower veterans once they get out of the service. And so, and they thought, what better way to do that than with coffee? So they started thinking it out, and they created this structure just like we have in the military, based on a rank structure, and you sign up, you're put into a team, you have that accountability, that purpose, that structure, and we're able to just kind of check on each other's mental health, physical health, provide tools to help their own business. So a veteran signs on and they get their own single level business, and they get 20% commission off of every single thing that they sell. So every item they sell, they get 20% commission, which is incredible. And
That's amazing.
they can build it to be as big as they want it to be, as small as they want it to be, if they just want to use it for their own like nonprofit to kind of help filter that, or if they want to get out there and make a little bit of extra money for themselves, for their family, whatever it is, the really the sky is the limit. So it's pretty incredible, and just being able to be there to help give our veterans just kind of a hand up, and get them either out of a kind of a slump or a situation or just kind of a dark time, or if it's something that they just want to get out and help with other veterans and help them kind of transition from the military to civilian world. There's so many different benefits of Scars and Stripes, and the coffee is amazing. So
good. Oh my gosh, it is so good. Yeah. And so my husband is active duty right now, and he's about to become a veteran here at some point within the next year. And so what challenges do a lot of service members face as they enter the civilian world?
So I think it's just a different environment. So I had a great experience. I was very fortunate to have a good experience in the military where I didn't have a whole lot of like hard situations that I had to get through. But even when I got out of the military, it was still hard for me, and I still had to adjust to civilian life, and just it's a different environment, it's a different normal. And you have these families that you build in the military that your friends become your family, and you have those groups, and when you get out, you all of a sudden don't have that anymore. They're still there, of course, but they're not right there physically. And so it's kind of hard to move on without that camaraderie and that support system that you have. It's built in. So Scars and Stripes essentially gives you that support system, and it's incredible because we're starting to be nationwide, and I have teams on the East Coast and Oklahoma, and it's cool to just have that banter. And several of them I've never met before in person, but you feel like you know them, and it's incredible. So
because you have that connection of military, that even though you're all in the civilian world, you're all veterans, you still have that connection that bonds you, where you can develop best friends that you've just never met. I know that a lot of military spouses feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, when somebody serves, the whole family serves. And we really encourage too for the families to get involved. So it's something that the whole family can do. And it's people that have like experiences. And sometimes people that have never served, they don't they want to understand it, and they can be empathetic to it, but they don't fully get it, and they don't that experience. So to be able to have a group of people that have been through similar things that you've been through, and from start to finish, different experiences, but the same general experience, it just helps to have that. It's comforting, I guess. So.
Yeah, to have that familiarity when all of a sudden you're just placed in a whole different world.
Yeah. And even if you are anticipating it, it's still a hard adjustment.
Yeah. So how have you been able to pour into this community? You have all these great strengths that the military taught you, and life skills and lessons that you've learned from your service in the military, and how are those transferring now into the civilian world and being in nursing school, and running a team of other veterans?
Yeah, I think with the military, I learned, discipline. I learned teamwork. I learned just how to work hard and how to work hard with a team of very diverse people. And so I like the military is probably the most diverse workforce, in the nation. So you have people from all over with different experiences, and it helps in a sense of being able to just communicate and understand people. And you have you're able to, I guess, in the military, like just having that structure and working hard and being dedicated to something and building on that growth. It made me kind of who I am today, and it helped me build my values. And
Mm,
so now, being in the civilian world, I'm able to implement those values in a different way and help other people and help mold those people, and um, hopefully help translate some of those values to other people, to other veterans, and help them build up um, their business, and
mhm,
help even people like my future patients, and be able to go in there and talk to them and empathize with them. And especially now with COVID going on, sometimes patients just want to talk because their families aren't allowed in the rooms. So they just want to talk. So leaving the room of a patient and knowing that they have a smile on their face, that means a lot. So just um, yeah, so getting through and just being able to balance time management is a huge one that I learned in the military.
mhm.
um, a lot of skills that I've been able to kind of translate over to the civilian world.
That's awesome. So, what sort of impact have you seen through your work with Scars and Stripes or other areas in your community of being able to impact other veterans who are entering civilian life for the first time? Are there some stories that you want to share?
Um, I don't have many stories, I guess, but I do see like a lot of veterans that sign on, and they're in my team, especially in Oklahoma, because we started here, so that's where the majority of our growth has been. And then as we start to expand, though, we see these other teams in outlying states start to really like pop up, and they have a tent, they have their setup, they have their tablecloths, and they're just out there talking to their communities. They're out there at farmers markets, at car shows, and it's really neat to be able to go out there and see a veteran go from getting out of the military that might be, you know, in between jobs, or in between just going through a rough patch in their life, and they're able to go out and talk to other veterans, and talk to other veterans even at events that
Mm,
know about Scars and Stripes. And you see that connection, and you see people just taking they come by just to take a picture with Scars and Stripes, like the logo, and just because it's such a neat and genuine mission. So,
mm,
and the all the people that are behind it are just the greatest. They're absolutely wonderful, and you can see through their service, and through their compassion, and their passion to help other veterans. It's contagious. So
mm. Yeah, I love that. And the camaraderie and building people up, because I know some veterans entering the civilian world struggle a lot more than others. And like you said, even when you prepare yourself, even when maybe your military service hasn't involved anything really traumatic and it's just kind of been business as usual, it's still a huge difference, right?
yeah,
And so like you said, just having that community and that support system of people who understand something with a shared experience that you can bond over
yeah,
is life changing.
yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of where the name Scars and Stripes came from, because like people have like
Mm,
military, you have scars, whether they're visible or invisible.
mm,
So and we carry those around with us. So that's where the scars came from. And then the stripes, of course, is, the American flag, and it can mean, through his stripes we are healed. It has several different meanings, several different connotations that kind of bring it full circle and allow us to just be able to like really impact one another. So
Hmm. That's amazing. So I have to know, like I love Scars and Stripes. I know that it's kind of like a grassroots sort of movement, with people popping up at farmers markets and all the things. But this is the time of COVID. I mean, have
yeah,
you seen what impacts have you seen in this pandemic on business, and what have you done as a leader to help overcome this with your team?
it's been rough, but at the same time it's been very eye-opening. We've been able to like we've been very cautious, just with everything, but we've still been able to get out there and do certain events that are outdoors. And of course, the longer we go into it and the more we start to kind of hopefully come out on the other end, we're able to really we're increasing our online sales. We're
Mm.
Farmers markets have really been a saving grace for us throughout this entire time, because they're outdoors, they're consistently going, and now some states are completely closed down, so they don't have farmers markets. Other states are having farmers markets or other events where they can still control, I guess, large groups of people.
Yeah.
But it's it's really given us, I guess, a chance to dig into our I guess operating procedures and see how we're going to go from there, and really just enhance what we're doing and build and just like figure out the nuts and bolts of what's going to make us work. So we've been blessed to be able to be around for a couple years now, but we're really just starting, and we're still figuring out what works and what works best even, and we learn something new every single day. And that's something incredible too, from being able to have these other teammates just all over, is everyone brings a different experience and a different mindset to Scars and Stripes, and we want to hear it. Like, everybody at every single level is helping us build this company, and so it's
Mm.
for the veterans, it's made by the veterans, and it's very unique, and we're just building it up. So we're really taking time during COVID to, I guess, tighten up all of our practices and get out there and really build something strong.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so I know this is going to catch you off guard. This was not one of the questions that I sent you, so I
Okay.
apologize. But I just want to know.
Yeah.
So whether it's from your time in the military, from nursing school, and the tenacity that I know that has grown in you, or working with Scars and Stripes and being a leader in the organization and also in your community, what is your best leadership advice?
I would say listen. Just really,
Mm.
really listen, because sometimes, like, you can be sitting there and having a conversation with a leader, and this is through my experience in the military. I've had some great leaders that I've fallen underneath, and then I've had some that I've learned what not to do from. And so
Yep.
which is great for growth, but just really listen and provide feedback and open up that line of communication for everyone to provide their questions and their concerns and their like what they're learning down there, and don't be closed off to be able to answer those questions or address them or try something new, because something might work that, if you cut off somebody saying something or giving their advice or giving their suggestions, then you might be missing out on something huge. And so I think that's really what it is. Just listen, be wholeheartedly, just go in it with an open mind and let people give their advice. So
that is great, great advice. And I think that anyone, no matter what they do or what their role is, can relate to that. Whether they are a leader in business or a leader in their community or even a leader in the household. As a parent, I relate to that a lot. Of Oh gosh, even this morning, my son was trying to talk over me. I'm like, I am talking. I had to take a minute. I was like, okay, what I have to say is not as important. I need to close my mouth and open my ears and listen to whatever he's trying to tell me. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a random fact about dinosaurs, but it's still important to be able to listen, because it develops those relationships.
Yeah. And it really helps you have a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. And so this helps you grow, but it helps them grow as well. So
yeah, I love that. Well, the Military Mom Collective, we are a global community and we span over 19 hours of time zones around the world, from Hawaii all the way around to Japan. And so as a global community, how can we, as your military family, support you and uplift the things that you are doing?
There's a few different things, depending, like if you're a military member and you're about to be a veteran, or you are a veteran, or just regardless of where you're at, if you're serving and you want to be a part of Scars and Stripes, get on our website, sign up, be a part of this family, and help just continue that camaraderie that we have in the service, and let it pour over into the civilian world. And then if you're not a veteran, then you can just support us by getting online, going to our website, purchasing some coffee, purchasing some merchandise. A shirt goes a long way because that's walking advertisement. So somebody sees a shirt and they're like, oh, that's an awesome shirt. Where did you get it? And it's really neat. And then if none of those are up your alley, then just pass on our mission, tell people about us. If you know a veteran, let them know, hey, there's this great company that's wanting to expand and build their teams, and give it a try. So
that's awesome. Well, I have to say, I do have a Scars and Stripes hoodie, and it is my favorite hoodie. It is so comfortable and so soft. And I mean, even the I don't even know what this is. The things around the wristbands are so they're not oppressively tight, but they're just thick and strong and durable. So I can hike up my sleeves and know that it's not going to stretch them out. And apparently that's a big deal for me because that was the first thing I noticed.
Yeah. It's my favorite sweatshirt by far.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And the coolest thing is that I went on the website just to buy some coffee, and I got to choose which veteran, not that I wanted to support, but who I wanted to empower. And I love that turn of phrase. It's just so beautiful. And I think whenever it was, maybe in November or something, there was a contest about who could sell the most hoodies with like some prizes. And it was really fun because I got to pick a veteran who was local to Washington State where I live, and I got to support her business and her livelihood. And I got to see her picture and read a bit about her. And so that was really fun. Not to just support a veteran, but to empower one.
Empower. Yeah. And that's kind of our keyword that we want to zone in on, because it's you're helping empower a veteran to get out there and just really embrace the civilian world. And it's, our website is so unique in that you can empower a veteran that's in your area. They have to be in a leadership role. And then because they're the ones that are kind of helping their team members and building them up. And then once they get into a leadership role, then they'll be able to have that perk as well. And so you can select a veteran and they get 20% commission. So if you go in and you just go to our website, and you don't have a veteran's specific personalized link, then you can just select one from the drop-down list and you can empower one from there. So no matter what, you're always going to empower a veteran with your purchase.
Yeah, I love it. And by the way, this is not an advertisement for Scars and Stripes. We are just two individuals who just genuinely love this mission and it's coffee in general. I
Yeah.
run on coffee. That's
Yeah.
what fuels my life.
Yeah. Yes, it's getting me through nursing school right now. So,
I
yeah.
can't imagine. It's getting me through a year-long deployment with four
Yes,
kids.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. Tony, thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate you sitting down and sharing your story with the Military Mom Collective. And so I'll be sure to drop the links in this video and in this post so you can learn more about Scars and Stripes, more about what Tony is doing, and you can help support her in her mission. So thanks, Military Mom
All
Collective.
right.